Hey, Android developers of the Sketchware kind. Today we're going to learn how to load some images into a list view, a custom list view that is, using Firebase Storage and Firebase Database. So let's level up our Firebase knowledge a little bit more before the weekend in 2024. Droidly Codes. Welcome back, Android Sketchware developers. It is Friday. Well, it's Friday my time at least. And today we're going to do a very short-ish tutorial about how to upload Firebase storage media. So what we did the last time is we uploaded Firebase storage media, like an image, for example, and we were able to just view that image inside of an image view. But today we're going to upload it and view it in a list utilizing Firebase storage and our database. So yes, we're going to utilize both the database and the storage by uploading multiple different pictures and then viewing them in a custom list view. So if you don't know what a custom list view is, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to set all that up and explain what we can do with that. And you're going to subscribe to the channel because my name is MisterDNEH and I am going to be your teacher about how to use Sketchware Pro and multiple different ways that you can use it, including Firebase. And the reason why I chose Firebase to be the first thing that you should learn is because you do learn quite a bit with Firebase, and it really does put it in perspective of learning a whole bunch of fundamentals, learning about XML layouts and all that kind of stuff when it comes to using Firebase. So again, in our last video, we uploaded an image and we viewed it just in a singular image view right here. Now, that's not really a sensible way to do things because all we're doing is being able to upload it and then wait for it to load, and then we're setting it to just one image where we might want to view multiple different images. We might want to view images plus some text. Maybe we're creating a chat application like we are doing with this whole series, and we want to send images to our friends via that chat application. So that's what we're going to do today. So how we're going to do this, we already have our database set up. So we have our database set up over here, our real-time database that is, and we understand how database works because we have specific keys based off of our database that we are basically using, which is called JimJam. Now, in this case, for this part of this series, we're going to create another database, and this other database name is just going to be called our images, or just images in general, just like so. Images database, let's go like images database, and our database location is going to be images, and we're going to add that just like so. Okay. Now, my authenticator app always wants to pop up. Sorry about that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a special awesome thing. So in our on activity result, this is where we picked a image, and then the image loaded back out to us after we've uploaded it to the database, after we've basically come back to the application from the moment that we ended up picking that image. Now, our storage path, we need to change our name for this because our name is not always going to be JimJam. Otherwise, we're always going to just keep overwriting that. We created a more block in our last video that is called get file name. So this is the easiest way to do this because we're just getting the default file name of any of the images that we pick, and then it's going to be uploaded to our Firebase storage named images. Don't get that confused with our database that we just created called images database. And it's going to upload there. We're going to get it to a URL string, and then that URL string is going to have to do something else. So what we're going to do is create another method or a more block. So a more block is technically a method. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to create this more block called upload image to database. Okay. So now we're going to grab and create a new string label. So we're going to call this image URL, just add that string label. And then we're going to grab a string from this add variable drop-down menu to create this more block or method. And we're going to name this the same thing, image URL. And that is what we're going to basically utilize when we upload a new image to our Firebase storage. So let's click create. And then we're going to grab this more block that we just created, and we're going to grab that variable called URL path and place that right in here. Now, there's no code in here just yet, but we are going to be able to see that in a few minutes. Now, the reason why we haven't added that code yet is because we need to add things like our onChild added, our onChild changed inside of our Firebase database images database. So let's go onChild added, and then we're going to do something inside of our onChild added, which is loading this data into a list. So this data is going to be loaded into a list, and then we're going to load that data into that list and then view it in a custom list view, which we have not yet created, but we will get there in a few minutes. So let's go to our list section inside of our little puzzle piece icon on the bottom right hand side. And then we're going to add a list. We're going to add a list map. So this is a hash map of list data that is going to load when we load it from the Firebase database. So we're going to name this get images to list, just like so. Click add. And now we have a list map called get images to list. So when we add our information to that database, we're going to get all that information to a map array of our actual hash map list map. So these list maps coincide with the actual map variable lists objects, basically. So when we upload and used our map variables in our very second video, it was our first video actually, about Firebase, we used our hash map variable blocks to put a key value based off of what we wanted to enter for it. So if it was a username or a name, that's what we did. We put a key value U for username and age for age, and that was basically it. So let's go down to our component blocks. We're going to scroll all the way down until we see Firebase. There it is right there. And we're going to get all the information when something is added to our images database to that list map. Okay. So now that we've got all the information to that list map, we have to get a key value from that database. But honestly, we don't really need to do anything else to this. We just need to get that information to a list map and then load it into our custom list view. So let's create a list view. Let's just work on the XML side of things first here. Let's go all the way back to our view, and then we're going to go to list view, put that in there, and then you're going to press the back button. You're going to click on the bottom here of the screen that says main.xml, and you're going to click on custom view, click on the plus icon, and we're going to create this custom view as basically images. That's it. So let's create a name for this called images custom view. Pretty straightforward and simple. And I didn't name that properly, but that's okay. Let's go back and rename that properly. Okay, and you can do this in here as well. So images, custom view. Hopefully that's spelt right. There we go. Now, inside of that images custom view, you can do a whole bunch of stuff in here as well. You're creating a custom view that is going to be binded or set to our custom list view that we have not created yet. Now I'm going back out and back in, and there we go. It's actually the proper name now. So what you could do in here is technically just drag and drop an image in here if you wanted to, and then give it a value of 150 dp by like 100 dp, which is just the size in density pixels. And then we can center the actual picture. So fit center and layout gravity, center horizontal and vertical. So there we go. Now that is our custom view, and that's about it. We don't really need to do anything else, but you can mess around in here if you want to mess around and change it to make it look a little bit more pretty. So let's go back to our main view. We're going to click on that list view. We're going to click on the icon that says custom view, and we're going to set our custom view to images custom view. Click select, go back to your event tab, and then you're going to go to your view tab, and you're going to click the plus icon until you see on bind custom view for our list view, which is right here, list view 1, on bind custom view. Click add. Now what you're going to do in here is, well, you're going to grab that image URL that is going to be uploaded when we actually select that picture and load it into the images that are going to be inside of our custom list view. So how do you do that? You go to your puzzle piece, go to your view, go search for the image view set image to URL, which is right here. Select that image view from that image that you just created in your custom view. And now what you're going to do is go back to your list, which is right here underneath variable. And since we didn't create a key yet, we will get to that in a second. We're going to determine what key we're going to set in here. I'm going to just do I, just to keep it simple. I for images. from that list map information at a certain position and put that right in there. Okay. Now there's a few other things you could do with this. You could, change it so that the image is different sizes based off your phone and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to get into all that kind of stuff today. I just want to show you how to load this and load it into a list. Now that we've done that, we're going to go back to our component on child added. We're going to go down to our puzzle piece, go to view, and then we're going to look for that list view. So let's look for that list view block, which is all the way down somewhere here in list view. There it is right there. List view, set our list custom view data to our get images list. Okay, so let's do that. Let's place that block inside of our Firebase get children to list view or list map, my mistake. Now what we have to do is we need to upload that data somehow. Let's go to our more block, upload images to database. We're going to create a variable block. You can use the existing map data variable block if you want to. We're going to grab this block right here, which is our string value of that URL that's going to be created in our Firebase Storage Database. We're going to put a key called I. We're going to create a new map, so put that on top of that. And then we're going to push that data to our Firebase images list map, our Firebase database. So let's go and grab our Firebase block, which is right here. Now we're going to do that map data. We're going to grab our images database data. Now in the key, okay, this key value can be either set to the actual image URL if you wanted to, or we could just push the value to our database and it'll generate a random UID set of IDs for that image specifically, which is probably the easiest way to do it. Unless you want to give that image a name or something like that, you could. And there's so many different things you could do with this. It's just, I'm trying to show you the basics of how to do this. Rather than adding a key, which remember our key was Sally for our username of that profile. That's Sally's profile, that is. This will push just a random generated ID to the database, and then when that actual image is added to that database, it's going to load that information into that custom list view based off of the images that we set to it. So click the save icon, let's click run, and we'll be on our way to pushing a whole bunch of images based off the images we select on our phone to our database Firebase storage, and then to our Firebase database. And then it's going to load into a list, which is really flipping cool and fun. It's a little bit more fun. Today's Friday and tomorrow is Saturday, and I'm going to have a fun video for tomorrow as well. So let's update this. Let's open it. Now let's pick our file. I'm going to pick this file right here, wait for it to upload, and boom, there's that first image inside my list. Okay, let's pick another file. I'm going to go pick this one right here. Upload it to the database, and there is the image loaded into a list. Let's keep going. Let's pick some more images here. Let's keep going with a whole bunch of images. Uploaded. Let's keep going until we have a way to scroll through this list and see that this data has been added. Now, again, this is adding data to our database, and of course, the more data you add to your database, it is going to consume more space, and sometimes you'll start having to, notice that your database is being used in one day. So yeah, that's one big thing, is there's only a limited amount of data that you can send through your free database. However, if you don't have a lot of people using it all the time, then you don't have to worry about it. But there is a pay option as well, but you do get quite a bit of data usage, for your database if you wanted to use this as like a fun little application for you and your friends to enjoy. So there you go. There's all those images pushed to our database. They are pushed to our Firebase storage, and we've created a separate storage area which has generated random UID numbers and letters, and copied or saved our URLs that are stored inside of our Firebase database so that we can view them inside of an image view from that URL inside of a custom list. There you go, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy the rest of your evening or day, whatever day it is your time. My name is MisterDNEH. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have enjoyed learning how to use Firebase, because this is part of a full Firebase series from beginning to end for creating a cool chat application.